Hi, it's me again. I thought we'd take a few moments and talk about case 12-2, which is in chapter 12, entitled Wintech Motors, and it's about a car business that was done by some people in Redmond, Washington. But essentially what we're going to do is here's the income statement for 2014 and 2013. You can see that sales has gone up from 12 million to 15 million. The net income has gone up from 170,495 to 326,950. So they're on a roll and they're feeling pretty good about themselves. And yet somebody wants to take a look at it to make sure that what they're doing is financially right. And so one of the things we want to do, well, here's the balance sheet too. You can see it for 2014, 2013. They got a lot of assets, 6.3 million to almost 7 million here. So one of the things we want to do is we want to calculate EVA, which is economic value added, to see how to make sure that the profitability of this firm is sufficient to make sure that EVA is taken care, EVA is satisfied. We're going to do it for 2014 and 2013. And the first thing we need to do to calculate this economic value added, which is what EVA is, we're going to calculate NOPAT. That's net operating profit after taxes. And the way we do that, we take income before taxes, which as you can see, it's right up here. We take that and we have to add the interest in it back so that we have an earnings before interest and taxes of $566,000 in 2014. And from that, we have to deduct income tax. Well, we've determined that income tax is 35%. And that's because, and I'll show you here, that's what it is in the income statement here. Income tax is 35%. So we are going to multiply the income tax is 35%, and so then after that, so that means NOPAT is $367,900 for 2014. When we do the same thing for 2013, NOPAT, net operating profit after taxes, is $208,520. Now, when you have NOPAT, you take that and apply it to, well, I'm jumping the gun just a little bit. So one of the things we have to do now to come up with, we have to determine what the invested capital is. So now we're going to turn to the balance sheet and we're going to take the total assets of 6,948,000, bring it down here. And from that, we have to subtract a thing called NIBLCL, non-interest bearing current liabilities, which has to be, as you can see, accounts payable and taxes payable. And we deduct them because they're non-interest bearing. And what we want to do is have the interest bearing accounts that support the assets. So we take that from that and we come up with an invested capital of $6,568,200. So we bring that over here, and then we've got to take 12% and multiply 12% by that, and that becomes EVA. So EVA is $788,184, which represents 12% of that invested capital. What EVA is saying is that in order to maintain the intrinsic value of the firm has to, NOPAT has to be $788,184. If it's not there, it debilitates the firm. It reduces the intrinsic value of the business. And you can see they've underperformed by a significant $420,284. Because EVA says net operating profit after taxes needs to be $788,184, and it's only $367,900. So we're way off. And basically the return on investment is, if you take this NOPAT and apply it to the invested capital, it's 5.6%. and worse than that last year, the following year, the previous year, I mean, it was 3.39%. It's not very good at all when EVA says economic value added requires it to be 12%. So therefore, we now the question is, the text asks, what's causing the inventory or the assets to be so high? Well, we can look at the income statement. We look at the balance sheet, and we can see that inventory is the big ticket item there. 5.6 million, 5 million the preceding year, and it's basically cars out on consignment. So one of the things that we have to do, or they want to do, is they got to get the inventory down. And the way they have to get the inventory down is reduce by the number of cars on consignments and bill them. Well, then the text asks us, how much do we have to reduce that inventory by to make this a viable opportunity here? And so if we take, let me show you, if we take that 420,284 and we divide that by 12%, we come up with $3.5 million. $3,502,367 is what we need to take that, and we need to reduce that, the assets by that, so that we come up with an invested capital that is $3.5 million lower than what this almost 6.6 million is, and then we'll break even, so to speak, here. And let's just see what we do if we do that. So we're going to take this 6,948,000, and I'm going to subtract 3502367 from it, and voila, you can see that all of a sudden now the EVA is $367,900, the same as NOPAT, so everything's fine. In fact, you can see the return on investment now is 12%. So anyway, this is a good problem to take a look at to help us understand why. So we talk about NOPAT, EVA, economic value added, which is very, very important. Look forward to seeing you in class.